We've heard some people say that Venice, Florida real estate is overpriced.
But in this video, we're going to tell you why we actually think Venice real estate is actually an amazing value.
And we're getting started right now.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Venice area,
make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
That phone number is 941-221-1897. Call or text at any time. We hear from people daily and we love it. And we'll always have your best interest and happiness in mind when buying or selling a home in the area. So I think the perspective that it's overpriced is very much driven obviously by the surge in prices that we saw over the years 2021 and 2022, even a little bit of 2020, I guess, for that matter.
Yes, and most people look at prices at the beginning of 2020 and before, and they compare it to now. In September of 2022, the average sale price for a single family home in Venice was $502,000, while a condo was $399,000. And most people that draw the conclusion that the market is very overpriced here are people that look at the prices at the beginning of 2020 and compare them to now, 2022. And yeah, if you make those two comparisons, then yeah, it's going to look very overpriced.
And I think that's also even more so true for people that like have lived here before things went crazy, because for them that was the norm for years and years and years, and it's just kind of what they always knew. And for people that are a little more new to the area or just looking at buying or selling a home in the area, I think it's a little different. It's a little less, like, okay, yeah, this is for sure overpriced. But even so, I still think, all that being said, it is still a great value.
Yeah, because when you purchase a home in Venice or surrounding areas, you're not necessarily purchasing a home, you're purchasing location. And that is being close to the beach. If you are in Venice, you're about a 45-minute drive tops, I would say, to Sarasota. You're very close to Fort Myers area. You're also very close to Orlando, about a 2.5-hour drive. We've actually heard of some people that will go to Orlando for the day and come back, like go to the Disney parks and come back, which I think I would rather stay overnight, maybe a 1 night, 2 night stay just to enjoy it a little bit more, but it is doable.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Venice itself, just, not just the location is amazing to be able to get to all those things, but Venice itself is a very attractive area for its small town feel. It's low crime. It has tons of charm and character. The whole downtown area is just amazing. The jetty, that's a unique feature that we have that other areas don't. Casperson Beach, the shark tooth capital of the world, shark tooth beach capital of the world. I've heard the whole city being called that and just that beach. I don't know, I've heard it both ways. But yeah, you put all that together, good schools,
low crime rates.
Just, there's so many things, friendly people. And I don't remember where I heard this stat or saw it, but basically, of all the beach towns in Florida, Venice is actually one of the most affordable ones, believe it or not. And I think that was within context of actually like being walkable to get to the beach. There's not many other beach towns that do better, especially on Florida's Gulf Coast as far as affordability goes.
The city is also well maintained. It's very clean. People actually take pride in saying, I live in Venice. And it's not rare to see people, just maybe walking, and if they see garbage or anything like that, they'll actually pick it up, which I think is pretty cool. And it helps with that sense of community of like, it's not my garbage, but I'll still pick it up because I care how my city looks.
Yeah, and that comes back to something we talk about in videos all the time, small town feel. It's a big-ish city. I wouldn't say big, I guess, but it's bigger than it feels.
Yes.
The attitude and the culture of the area is very small town, kind of tight-knit feel to it. But at the same time, there's plenty to do. There's, plenty of, I wouldn't say big city stuff, but, big box stores and things like that. You've got everything that you need here covered. And I think what makes it an amazing value is you put all that together, the beaches, low crime, small town, new-ish houses overall, depending on where you're talking about. Good schools, if I didn't mention that already. All that together, you're just not going to find all those pieces in most other cities. Or maybe you won't have the beach, or the crime's going to be a little higher, or the schools aren't going to be good.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, and then you put all that together, and if you have all that, then the prices are usually going to be higher than they are here.
Yes, and Venice, if you didn't know this, actually made the list for the top 10 best neighborhoods in the United States, according to Redfin. And actually 8 of those 10 places are in Florida, which is crazy. We do have a video on the channel, so we'll leave the link in the description below.
I think one other thing that makes Venice an amazing value is, again, we talked about it's kind of like a big-ish city. I wouldn't say it's a big city, but it's a city anyways. But even with that, you could still get to the beach from just about anywhere in the city in like 10 to 15 minute drive tops. You can get to just about any shopping you need, 10 to 15 minute tops. And that's even like when traffic gets kind of crazy in the winter months. You know, and that is, I guess, one of the downsides that would make it not as good of a value. But even compared, like you compare the winter traffic here to other cities, it's not as aggressive. It's not as hectic or as packed. It's not as backed up. So to have that ability to get where you're trying to go around the city and be that close to the beach while still not necessarily being that close to the beach.
For it.
Or pay that price. Exactly. To me, you're not going to find that too many other places in Florida, the United States for that matter. I mean, you want to have somewhere else with a warm climate that has beach access, and you're looking at California. Good luck. Like, you're not going to find the prices you're going to get here, and the cleanliness, the small town, it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, like hearing from different people. A lot of people from California, New York, Illinois even, they'll comment on how affordable they think Venice still is. But a lot of people from, like, say, Wisconsin, where we're from, or the Midwest in general, they think that prices here in Venice are a little bit out of reach, maybe a little bit too expensive, and they're maybe, if they wanted to seriously consider moving, they would have to either downsize or maybe buy a condo or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think perspective is everything. You know, context is everything.
Where you're coming
where
from.
You're coming to where you're going. And, you know, that being said, I think one thing a lot of people that like decide like, okay, yeah, I love Venice and I want to move here should look at and consider is just because you live in a house with a big lot up in Wisconsin or Michigan or wherever that may be, Iowa, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't mean that's what you have to do down in Florida and in Venice, because you're coming down here for a much different lifestyle. And why not try a change of pace along with that? I think I grew up in the country, huge lot of land, woods behind us, cornfield across from us, big house, whole 9 yards, right? When it came to moving to Florida, I was like, you know what? Let's try something a little different. And we did the condo thing. And honestly, I could do the condo thing again. When you're making that big of a change to the different weather and all that, I think it's worth looking at doing something like that, because being in something like a condo, number one, makes it more affordable. But number two, can put you in a position where, okay, in this condo, usually there's going to be a lot of stuff that's nearby that you can walk to, and just gives you a little more convenience. Plus, takes a lot of maintenance off your plate. Yes. I mean, think about mowing the lawn, handling all the exterior maintenance.
If something breaks on the exterior of your home, you have to take care of it, while in a condo, the condo association will take care of that for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I just think it's worth looking at maybe a villa or a townhome or a condo, or maybe I don't need as big of a yard if I'm going to buy a house, or as big of a house for that matter. You can kind of get by with a little bit less stuff when you're living in Florida. You don't need a snow plow and all the winter clothes, and you know what I mean? There's just a lot of stuff you don't need.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the area, make sure to call, text, or email us. I am a local realtor here. My information will be in the description box below.
Phone number is 941-221-1897. You can call or text at any time. We hear from people daily, and we love it. We're always going to have your best interest and happiness in mind when buying or selling a home in the area. If you want to know more about what it's like to live in Venice, Florida, check out this video right here. And if you found the video helpful, hit the like button, leave a comment with any other questions you have. Subscribe and turn on all notifications to catch the newest videos, and live breezy.